Okay, good morning my lecturer and my friend. My name is Novita Christina Marpaung, MPM 17 12 0069, and today I will explain or present about my lesson plan, and the topic is asking and giving information. Okay, the first is about the course identity. The school in junior high school. Subject is English. Skill speaking in 7th grade and time allocation is 30 minutes. Okay, next is about the core competence. As we know, the core competence, there are 4 based on the curriculums such as core competence 1, core competence 2, core competence 3, and core competence 4. Okay, next is about basic competence. In my lesson plan, I make 3 basic competence such as the first is be grateful for the chance in learning English as the international language. The second is understanding the way to asking and giving information. The third is asking and giving information correctly and properly. Okay, next is about the indicator. The indicator in my lesson plan is also 3. The first is to identify the way to asking and giving information. 2. To know and understand the way to asking and giving information. And the third is to practice speaking skills of asking and giving information. Next is the learning objective. Through this learning process, the students are expected able, the first, to identify the way to asking and giving information. Second, to know and understand the way to asking and giving information. And the third is to practice speaking skill of asking and giving information. Okay, next is the learning material. My topic is asking and giving information. Asking and giving information is the activity of asking or giving information to the speakers. Asking means asking something, that means you ask someone for an information at a particular time. Giving means delivering or sharing information with someone. We use the expression of asking information when we want to ask someone for information, and then the person who are talking to can respond using the expression of giving information correctly and properly. Okay, expressing of asking and giving information. Like, what's your name is asking information, and the response or giving information is, my name is Novita. And then, where you from is asking information. And then the response or giving information is, I was born on November 17, 1999. Okay, in my lesson plan, I make a example of giving and asking information in a conversation. Simple conversation for 2 people. I make in my lesson plan like in the library between Anang and Ben. Anang asks to Ben, hi Ben, I am Anang. I am Anang is giving information, and then Ben said, hi Anang, and then Anang said, where are you from? Where are you from is asking information. And then Ben said, I'm from England. I'm from England is giving information. And then Anang said, England, that's very far. England is asking information, and indeed is giving information. Okay, next is about teaching approach, method, and technique. The teaching approach is scientific approach. Scientific approach is a learning approach that gives students broad opportunity to explore and elaborate the material being studied, while providing opportunity for students to actualize abilities through learning activities designed by the teachers. Okay, there are 5 steps of a scientific approach. The first is observing. The second is questioning. The third is experimenting or collecting information. The fourth is associating. And the last is communicating. Okay, next is teaching method. The teaching method that I use in my lesson plan is cooperative learning. Cooperative learning methods provide alternatives so that the learning process becomes interesting and fun. It is said like that because in the learning process, it always forms an optimized group to achieve goals, and it's not just for the sake of completing tasks or discussion, so that each individuals in the group will have a role. In cooperative learning, discussion and communication are developed with the aim that students share abilities, learn critical thinking, express opinions, give each other the opportunity to show ability, help each other to learn, assess each other's abilities and roles for themselves and others. There are 6 steps to the cooperative learning method. The first is conveying goals and motivating students. The second is present information. The third is organizing students into study groups. The fourth is grading study groups. The fifth is evaluation and giving feedbacks. And the last is giving awards. Okay, next is teaching technique is role play. One way to improve students' speaking skills is to role play. Students pretend that they are in various social contexts and have various social roles. In the role play activity, the teachers give information to students, such as who they are and what they think or feel in the activity. This technique will give students the opportunity to practice pronunciations, practice speaking boldly, practice listening to the words of the other persons. By playing roles, students can enrich vocabulary in English and enjoy a pleasant atmosphere without feeling burdened by pronunciation mistakes, because usually a teacher will place himself as a friend of discussion so that in learning will build a relaxed atmosphere. The teachers can implement these following steps in role play recommended by Tom Linson's A and his friends, such as the first is use everyday example and situations. The second is summarize the role play situation and clarify the objective. The third is choose the students or who wants to be volunteers. The fourth is facilitate the role play situations. And the fifth is make it exciting and fun. The sixth is pause or rewind the actions. And the last is ask for feedback and assess performance. Okay, next is learning activities. The first is pre-activities. Teachers' activities, teachers greet the students, and then students respond to teachers' greet, and then teachers ask one of the students to lead the prayer, and then one of the students lead the prayer in front of the class. The third is teachers check the attendance list of the students, and then students respond by teachers by say present miss or present sir. Okay, the core activities: observing. Teachers give a picture or video in PPT about asking and giving information, and then students see a picture or videos in PPT about asking and giving information. And then teacher explain about asking and giving information to students, and students listen teacher's explanation. In questioning, the teachers conduct a question and answer session about asking and giving information, and then students follow a question and answer session about asking and giving information. In experimenting or collecting data, teachers divided students into groups, each groups consisting of 3 students, and then students are divided into groups, each group consisting 3 students, and then the teachers ask students to make a conversation about asking and giving information in their group, and then students discuss and make a conversation about asking and giving information in their group. And then in the associating, the teachers ask students to present the result of their group discussion, and then students present the result of their group discussion in front of the class. And then the last is communicating. Teachers ask students to evaluate the results of their group discussion, and then students evaluate the result of their group discussion. And the third is post activities. Teachers and students make conclusion about asking and giving information, and then teachers close the class and ask one of the students to lead the prayer, and students close the class by lead the prayer. Okay, next is learning media and sources. The first is media and tool, is PowerPoint or picture video, and then projector, laptop, whiteboard, and marker. And the second is sources, from internet and English book of 7th grade 4th edition. And then for the evaluations, I ask the students create a conversation about asking and giving information, and then present the conversation with the partner in the class. Okay, for the assessment, when they have done present the conversation in the class, and the teachers will measure from the aspect like fluency, pronunciations, comprehension, grammar, vocabulary. There are four aspects like fluency, comprehensions, grammar, and vocabulary, and pronunciation. And each aspect score is 20 scores, and the total is 100 scores. Okay, that's all my presentation about my lesson plan. Thank you for your attention.